Welcome to WILDLIFEx. In this video we are going to talk about top 10 sea creatures that you didn't know existed. So before starting this video, like this video, and subscribe to WILDLIFEx for future updates. According to Columbia University's Earth Institute, scientists know more about space than they do about the ocean. In certain ways, the bulk of the creatures lurking under the surface could pass for aliens. According to researchers from Dalhousie University in Nova Scotia, Canada, 91% of them are still unknown. Many of the 235,000 or so species we know about have adapted to their environment through unusual camouflage, bioluminescence, and mating behaviors, resulting in some truly bizarre appearances. Peacock mantis shrimp. The peacock mantis shrimp is a candy-colored crustacean that lives in the Indian and tropical western Pacific Oceans. It is known for its ability to easily punch prey with its front two appendages. This shrimp's punch is one of the strongest in the animal world, according to Oceana, an international ocean preservation advocacy organization. It's powerful enough to crack an aquarium's glass wall. But don't worry, they only use their steel fists to dismember crabs and crack open mollusks. Pink Seethrough Fantasia. The pink Seethrough Fantasia is a sea cucumber located about 1.5 miles deep in the Celebes Sea in the western Pacific, east of Borneo, with a name that sounds like a piece of sexy lingerie. The enigmatic sea cucumber was only discovered a little over a decade ago, in 2007, but it has a survival strategy that hints at its long evolution: bioluminescence to fend off predators. The pink Seethrough Fantasia gets its name from its translucent skin, which shows off its mouth, anus, and intestines. Frogfish. Since these anglerfish, of which there are over 50 species, are virtually similar to their surroundings, mostly coral reefs, easy it's to miss the frogfish. They have the appearance of sponges or algae-covered rocks, and come in almost every color and texture imaginable. Some frogfish use their camouflage to imitate poisonous sea slugs rather than hide. Frogfish have a peculiar mode of locomotion that is shared by all animals, regardless of appearance. While they can swim, most of them walk using their pectoral fins, which have developed into arm-like limbs with an elbow-like joint. Anglerfishes, or frogfishes, are members of the order Laphiformes, and belong to the family Antennariidae. Anglerfish are the name given to Antennariids in Australia, where the word frogfish refers to members of the unrelated Batrachoididae family. Frogfish can be found in almost all tropical and subtropical oceans, and seas around the world, with the Mediterranean Sea serving as an exception. Ribbon eel. The ribbon eel, also known as the leaf-nosed moray eel, lives in Indonesian waters from East Africa to southern Japan, Australia, and French Polynesia, usually nestled into burrows around coral reefs. The juveniles start out black with a pale yellow stripe along the fins, then change to a bright blue and yellow coloration as they mature. These eels are protrandic hermaphrodites, which means they alternate between male and female sex many times during their lives. The ribbon eel is a creature with a long, thin body, and high dorsal fins that resembles a legendary Chinese dragon. The ribbon eel's extended anterior nostrils make it easy to identify. When a diver enters, they are noted for their distinctive jaws, which are often opened wide. It is thought to be a protandric hermaphrodite, first male, then changing sex to female, based on observed color changes, but this has yet to be verified. No other moray eel species has shown color change in response to sex change. Adult males' black is replaced by blue, and adult females are entirely yellow or yellow with some blue to the posterior. Juveniles and subadults are jet black with a yellow, dorsal fin. Adult males' black is replaced by blue, and adult females are entirely yellow or yellow with some blue to the posterior. The blue adult males grow to be 65 to 94 centimeters, 26 to 37 in, long, while the larger yellow females can grow to be 130 centimeters long, 51 in. Color variations in captivity are unrelated to maturity or sex. Frilled shark. The frilled shark, Chlamydosalacus anguineus, is one of the most terrifying-looking sea creatures. If it appears to be an ancient beast, it is. The extinct creature's origins date back 80 million years. The frilled shark is named for the frilly appearance of its gills, which can grow to be around 7 feet long. Despite their shark name, these species swim in a serpentine pattern, similar to an eel. Squid is their primary food, and they normally swallow their prey whole. The two species of frilled shark are found in the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans, often in the outer continental shelf and upper continental slope waters, where the shivers typically live on the ocean floor, near biologically active areas of the ecosystem. To survive on a diet of cephalopods, smaller sharks, and bony fish, the frilled shark engages in nighttime vertical migration to feed at the ocean's surface. When diving for fish, the frilled shark moves like an eel, bending and lunging with its long and flexible jaws, which are fitted with 300 recurved, needle-like teeth, to catch and swallow whole prey. Christmas tree worm. Scientists discovered this unusual creature on Lizard Island in the Great Barrier Reef, and called it the Christmas tree worm. Although the worm lives in a tube, the spiral branches are actually the worm's breathing and feeding apparatuses. Radioles are hair-like appendages that cover the tree-like crowns. These are used for breathing and capturing prey, but if the Christmas tree worm feels threatened, they can be removed. The worm is of interest to marine aquarists and divers, despite the fact that it has no commercial fishery value. Worm crowns come in a variety of colors, and are a common underwater photography subject for sport divers. Many hobbyists who keep miniature reef aquariums have coral heads where S. giganteus specimens live. Box crab. The box crab, like so many other marine creatures, is a master of disguise. The crustacean, which usually sticks to the seabed, buries itself underneath the sand in this situation, with only its eyes protruding from the murky waters. The box crab's mating rituals are one of the most interesting aspects of its life cycle, as they practically redefine what it means to be swept off your feet. When a male box crab finds his mate, it grabs her and carries her around the seafloor until she molts her shell. The brown box crab, Lophilathodes foraminatus, is a king crab. That can be found in depths of 0 to 547 meters, 0 to 1,795 feet. From Prince William Sound, Alaska, to San Diego, California. It grows up to 150 millimeters, 5.9 in length and feeds on bivalves and detritus. Two foramens in the chelipeds allow water into the gill chamber for respiration, and it is frequently buried in the sediment. Careproctis, a commensal fish, uses the gill chamber to store its eggs on occasion. The squid worm. The squid worm was first identified in 2007 by researchers from the Census of Marine Zooplankton, while on a cruise in a remotely operated vehicle 1.8 miles underwater. The strange-looking fish gets its name from the 10 tentacle-like appendages that protrude from its head. These are used by the squid worm to gather sea snow that falls from the open waters above. The squid worm, Tuthidodrylus same, is a type of acrocyrrid marine annelid worm. It can be found in the deep sea water column at depths of 2,039 to 2,912 meters, and is free-swimming, 6,690 to 9,554 feet. It can grow up to 9 centimeters, 3.5 in length and 1 centimeter, 0.39 in width, and feeds on marine snow. The 10 squid-like appendages that emerge from its head give it its name. It was discovered in 2007 in the Celebes Sea's benthopelagic region, near the Philippines' Tawi-Tawi Islands. Tuthidodrylus is the only species in the genus. Giant isopod. These creatures are found in cold, deep waters and can grow very large. In 2010, a remotely operated underwater vehicle discovered a 2.5-foot-long giant isopod. These carnivorous crustaceans, which resemble a giant woodworm, normally feed on dead animals that fall to the ocean's floor. Despite their discovery in 1879, these creatures remain largely unknown. Giant isopods, on the other hand, are thought to grow so large in order to withstand the pressure at the sea's bottom. Nudibranch. The nudibranch is an extremely versatile form of sea slug, with over 3,000 different species documented. These tiny creatures can be found in shallow and deep waters all over the world, from the North and South Poles to the tropics. Dorid nudibranches, which are smooth and have feather-like gills on their backs to help them breathe, and eolid nudibranches, which breathe through a different type of organ called serrata, which is also located on their backs. Since it lacks a shell, the tiny nudibranch defends itself by using vivid camouflage as an alarm signal. The ability to literally swallow, digest, and reuse stinging cells from prey is probably their most bizarre adaptation. What do you think about this video? Which of the following top 10 sea creatures that you didn't know existed you like the most? Do let us know down in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video and want to hear from us again, be sure to hit that subscribe button before you go.